Hey, what's up? Skillshot04 here. Today I'm going to be talking about the mental game in Valorant. Now, when I say mental game, I'm not talking about outsmarting the enemy player or making smart plays. What I'm talking about is your own mindset and how to overcome all the mental blocks that are holding you back. This is something that I don't think is talked about enough when players discuss how to improve. There are quite a few players out there, perhaps you're even one of them, that have reached a fairly high rank and train on a regular basis and know everything that they need to know to improve, and they keep training, but they just don't get better. And no matter how much you try, you just don't see any improvement. One of the reasons you may not be improving is because you don't have control over the mental side of things. You don't have mastery over your own mind. This isn't the sort of video that is going to get a ton of views and it's going to be super popular, but this is the video that is going to help you reach your full potential. I guarantee you that if you apply what I tell you, you will improve. So let's hop right into it. When it comes to the mental game, there are really three types of players. The first type of player is someone who is underconfident in their abilities and is always afraid of the enemy. In their mind, their opponents are significantly better than they are, and there's just no way that they can beat them. I see this in a lot of people. There are a ton of players out there that have a lot of skill, but are underconfident in their abilities, and because they are underconfident in their abilities, they underperform. If you were to put two players up against each other, and one of the players was more skillful, but he wasn't as confident, and the other player was less skillful, but he was fully confident in the abilities that he did have, the player that was more confident would win every time. The fact of the matter is, if you aren't fully confident in the abilities that you possess, you will never perform to your fullest potential. Players who are not confident will never make that play that will either make or break a round. These players will rarely take any risks because they are afraid of the consequences, regardless of how beneficial the payoff could be. It's important that you do not become this sort of player. Never lack confidence in the abilities that you possess, and never be afraid of the enemy. The second type of player is the player that is overly confident in his abilities. This player will often do very stupid things because they believe they have the skill to pull it off, and often they don't. If you are an overconfident player, you will not recognize any of the weaknesses that you possess, and you will never improve much. You may be good, but if you're overconfident, then you'll never be great. Now, the third type of player is the happy medium between being underconfident and overconfident. This player is confident in the abilities that he possesses, but he realizes that he is fallible and he attempts to learn from his mistakes. This is the type of player you should strive to become. Never be underconfident in your abilities or you will underperform, but at the same time, don't become overconfident in your abilities or you will never improve. You have to believe in yourself. Believe that you have the ability to conquer your opponents, and believe in your mind that they don't stand a chance against you. But when you fail, find out why you failed and then conquer that weakness. You should always be confident, but at the same time, be open to learning. Your primary goal should always be to learn more and improve at the game. Never think that you're a bad player or that you suck. Just think in your mind about what you need to improve to get better. Think of your weaknesses as challenges that you need to overcome. It will feel so much more rewarding when you improve at the game and notice yourself playing better. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about confidence because this is a really complex subject. This happens to everyone. You hop into a competitive match and you see that the enemies are several ranks above you. You start to think that they are really good and that they probably have thousands of hours in the game and are leagues above you. Maybe you're a new player and you just started playing the game and you know that these guys have probably been playing since the beta. How on earth could you ever beat them? There's just no possible way. Surely you have to lose. This is the sort of thinking that goes through everyone's head. It happens to all sorts of players, no matter how good they are. But you have to overcome this, because if you don't overcome this, you'll never become a better player. You always have to believe that you are the best one in the server even if you aren't. Now, don't think that I'm telling you to become overconfident. We already talked about that, and I already told you how it's bad. I said that overconfident players believe that they are infallible, and that is their fatal weakness. You should have the confidence of believing you are the best player, but at the same time, recognize that you need to improve. Just because you may think that you're better than the enemy does not mean that you're perfect. Your greatest enemy is always yourself. The only person that can hold you back from becoming a better player is you. That's why it's important that you must believe that you are the best player. Because if you don't believe that you're the best player, then you never will be. So that's pretty much the overall message that I want to cover in this video. You must have the confidence of being the best player. Even if you aren't the best player, you must believe that you're the best player. But at the same time, recognize the fact that you are not perfect and there are many things that you must improve at. Always be confident, but look at your failures as a way to improve at the game and to become better. Now, this will be hard. This will be very hard. As a very competitive player myself, I would say that mastering the mental side is the hardest thing I've had to do. However, mastering the mental side is one of the things that is absolutely essential to making you a great player. You never will completely master it though, that's the thing. There's always room for improvement. There's always going to be those times where you're underconfident or overconfident, and you're just going to have to accept that and try to do better next time. But if you keep working at it and keep trying and take this advice, then you will see improvement and you will become a better player. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope you guys liked the video, and I really hope that it helps you out. If it does help you out, please leave a comment down below letting me know. I would really appreciate it. Also, if you would like to see more Valorant content, please consider subscribing. I released a new tutorial video every week, and I release gameplay highlights and other videos throughout the week. So if you're at all interested in that, please consider subscribing. It would really mean a lot to me, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.